Hello and welcome to the Noble Leaders Cup. I am Kjotleik. This is the first qualifying round game between Henry VIII and Malcolm. Henry VIII is protective and imperialistic, and England starts with fishing and mining. Malcolm is financial and imperialistic, and Scotland starts with mysticism and hunting. Here is the starting position of Henry VIII. Let's get the resource bubbles on for a moment. There is some fish here, there are some spices, some cows, there is also corn and another fish resource here. He starts all the way in the west, northwest, and all of this is the starting continent. And we see here there is a connection of the starting continent between here via the Antarctic and up to the starting position of Malcolm. And he starts next to some fish. There is iron, 2 marble resources, some corn, there's fish and crabs up here on the coast if we get up there. Let's get going, shall we, and see whether it is the English or the Scottish that goes through to the next qualifying round. There we go. Henry VIII versus Malcolm in the first qualifying round. This is also the first time I have caught a mistake when it comes to leaderhead graphics. If you take a look at the screen to the left, you see that the portrait for Henry VIII is the same as was used for Christian IV of Denmark. Which means it was a mistake of me to include both of them, but here we are. It won't be fixed until Season 2, I'm afraid. Back to the game. Henry VIII is up to 6 cities, Malcolm on 4. And we see Henry has more land up north than what Malcolm has down in the south, but now Malcolm is up to 5 cities as well. They are in different religions. Malcolm is up to 6 cities, while Henry VIII has 8. Well, now he has 9. And now we see Henry also in a golden age that ends. 10 cities to Henry, 8 to Malcolm. And we see Henry has more land to expand into up in the north, and he is taking advantage of that right now. 11 cities to 9 is the count. Malcolm is cautious though. They are equal in strength. Henry may be slightly stronger. Getting engineering next after machinery, and Malcolm is going education then. 13 cities now, Henry VIII, 14 cities. 14 to 10 is the city count. Malcolm is going liberalism. And I guess he was first to liberalism. Henry VIII is going guilds, while Malcolm is on his divine right and going constitution after that. Turn to 33 now. 14 cities to 10, 15 cities to 10. It is soon time for them to go into the new world. We see there is a lot of land in the east as well on the map. Look at the minimap, you see that. 15 cities, Henry VIII now, 15 to 10, and that is a very good advantage, but he is a little bit weaker than Malcolm. So there is that, 0.9 the strength now, 16 cities to 10 at the moment. Getting paper. And next is civil service, which should help a little bit, and Malcolm is now going astronomy. You're equal in strength, 17 cities Henry VIII, 10 cities Malcolm. Malcolm has astronomy and going chemistry after gunpowder now. Henry VIII, what are you taking? You are taking optics right now. And going astronomy as well, so they are going to be out in the new world approximately at the same time. Let's see who can expand better in the new world and get more cities out there. 18 cities to 10 for Henry VIII at the moment. Let's see who settles first in the new world. Is that going to be England or will it be Scotland? Malcolm is now pleased with Henry VIII though. 18 cities to 10. Henry VIII is 1.2 times the strength as of Malcolm as well, and it is Malcolm that settles the first city in the new world all the way in the east, you see there. Couple of them, he's going for steel now, while Henry is going corporations, 18 cities to 12, 18 to 13. So Malcolm, he is getting some stuff now, he's going towards biology as well, but he's going slowly towards biology. Henry VIII is getting his military science up. Does this mean that Malcolm has started trying to go for a cultural victory here? Henry is suddenly 1.6 times the strength of Malcolm, and we see Malcolm has 20 turns left to biology, which means that I think Malcolm is trying to go for a cultural victory here. Henry is in a golden age that is soon ending, he's getting rifling next. 21 cities to 14. And Malcolm, well, now Malcolm is getting the biology though. Henry 1.6 times the strength. And there are privateers on the scene as well. And now Malcolm is going for rifling at the very least. He is taking towards rifling. Henry goes towards communism with 25 cities now for Henry to Malcolm's 14. So Henry has gotten more cities in the New World eventually. And there is a legendary city, that was Edinburgh. I just caught that. That's a Scottish city, Malcolm. He is trying to go for a cultural victory here. Turn 349 now. Turn 349, 26 cities, Henry VIII versus 15 for Malcolm. And it looks to me like Malcolm is trying to go for a cultural victory. Henry VIII, how can you stop that? You are bigger, you are stronger, you have more tech, but will you be able to see the danger? Henry VIII, we have the war, there is war, and Malcolm is down to 15 cities now. Henry VIII has 30, both of them going towards railroads at the moment. But I think Malcolm is still trying to go for that cultural victory. We cannot see his sliders, of course, because the sliders we see are Henry VIII sliders. 31 cities, Henry VIII going for combustion. Malcolm is down to 15 cities, but he has kept those 15 cities for a few turns now. Military tradition for Henry. Combustion next. And there is peace treaty between them, which means Malcolm is getting at least 10 turns more to try and reach the legendary for his next city. 33 cities for Henry VIII now, 16 cities for Malcolm. He has settled that 16th city then. Turn 384, 385. Will Henry win domination? Will Malcolm win culture? That is the question. And what is the answer? I don't know, but Henry is attacking. Surely that's a Henry attack. 33 cities to 16. Will he now succeed? He's 2.4 times as strong as Malcolm. Going for it, fascism next for Henry. Assembly line for Malcolm in just a few turns. Turn 393 now, 394. Plymouth has been found with 35 cities, 216. Electricity for Henry VIII. Oh, Malcolm, you are still trying to go culture, I believe, because you are taking really slow. Henry VIII is on industrialism though. Turn 401. And 16 cities for Malcolm. He holds his 16 cities, but he doesn't have that much land. So I think that Henry is actually close to domination now. I don't think he needs that many cities off of Malcolm to get it. 15 cities left for Malcolm now. There is a lot of water in Malcolm's cultural influence. So 15 cities left for Malcolm. Henry VIII, 37. Henry must be close to domination. I don't know how many more cities he needs, but we are at turn 412. And Malcolm is probably still going culture here. I haven't seen any more cities go legendary, but surely he must be trying his best. It's his only option to actually win the game and go through to the next qualifying round. Henry VIII, 39 cities to 14. Malcolm is down to 14 cities now. He's down to 14 cities. Henry is 2.4 times the strength of Malcolm. Will Henry manage to grab enough land to win this domination? Turn 420 now. We are in danger of a Malcolm cultural victory as well. 14 cities left for Malcolm. 14 cities left, and Henry 39 to 14 going mass media now, also Henry VIII. And Malcolm going towards medicine. It's going to take him 300 to 270 turns or so to reach it, while Henry VIII gets mass media right now, turn 427. Portsmouth has expanded its borders. 14 cities still left for Malcolm. Malcolm is defending, and Henry has not been able to take cities really fast here. He is taking them really slow actually. Turn 431, still 14 cities for Malcolm now. 40 cities for Henry VIII. 40 versus 14. That is the city count at the moment, turn 433, but Henry VIII still has not reached domination. And Malcolm still hasn't reached. And now there was a city that revolted and joined the Scottish Empire, which means that Malcolm has a lot of culture in the border cities. So there are cultural attempts here for Malcolm. And I haven't seen any more cities go legendary though in a while. 13 cities now, Malcolm. He's down to 13, which means that Henry VIII, he is winning the war. 42 to 13 is the city count now. 43 to 12. Malcolm is down to 12 cities, and Henry VIII is soon to get computers as well. Turn 442. 12 cities left for Malcolm, but Malcolm is still trying to go for that cultural victory, and London as achieved legendary. London, that must be a Henry VIII city though. So that was probably not something that helped Malcolm at the very least. And Leicester have expanded borders. 11 cities left for Malcolm. Malcolm is still trying to go for the culture. I think Henry is getting his robotics in 2 turns. 44 cities to 11. Malcolm is down to 11 cities, and surely this is it for Henry VIII now. He must be so close to domination. Just look at the minimap and you can see all the white is dominating. I'm a little bit surprised we haven't seen the domination win already, but we haven't, so maybe he needs just a few more tiles. Maybe there is one more tile that he needs to take. Malcolm on 11 cities left, and we have the domination. There is peace and domination on the same turn. Look at that. Turn 4, 5, 6, 20, 36, 80. Henry VIII has won the domination victory to go through to the second qualifying round. Congratulations! Technically, it seems that Henry made peace one turn before he did win domination, so it wasn't on the same turn, but that doesn't really matter. He also completed the Apollo program in 2025 AD, as you can see on the screen. He declared 2 wars, winning them both 1-0 and 6-0 in city captures. Let's go take a look at the stats. Here are the graphs first. Henry VIII is white, Malcolm is blue, and we see the score, we see the GNP, we see the production, the food, the power, the culture, and then the espionage and the demographics numbers. We see Henry VIII here to the left. And in the game with 53.8, almost 53.9 million in population. And then Malcolm's numbers are here to the right. The top 6 cities and the wonders then. Let's go to the bottom and see that there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 BC wonders in total in this game. Let's go to the top. And we see Edinburgh is the biggest number 1 city. Malcolm City, London of Henry VIII is number 2. Then Henry has the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th and the 6th cities as well. Statistics then. We see Henry VIII, 38 cities built, 2 religions, 3 golden ages, currently on 57 windmills, 44 towns and 31 farms. He did build in his cities 33 granaries, 26 lighthouses, 23 theatres and barracks, 9 airports. Page down to see page 2 and we see a national epic there. Let's go page down again. To see the Hanging Gardens is the last building on the list. The current units of Henry VIII, go to the top, 59 mechanized infantry, 44 infantry, 39 workers, down to 1 ship of the line. He trained a total of 43 Hindu mercenaries and workers, 40 longbowmen, down to 8 machine guns. Let's go page down. Then we see the list continues down to 1 great merchant. Let's go page down again. And 1 frigate completes the list of units trained. Let's look at the kills. 41 infantry, 17 cavalry, 13 cannons, down to 1 ironclad. And the losses were 18 cavalry, 15 infantry, 10 privateers, down to 1 artillery. Malcolm's numbers then. 17 cities built, 5 religions, 1 golden age, currently on 30 windmills, 8 lumber mills and towns. He did build in his cities 14 granaries, 11 lighthouses, 10 barracks, 1 bank. Let's go page down and see an observatory completing the list of buildings built. Current units for Malcolm: 61 infantry, 16 cannons, 14 machine guns, down to 1 spy. And he did train in his cities 28 cavalries, 26 infantries, 25 cannons, down to 5 caravels. Let's go page down and see 1 ironclad completing the list of units trained. The kills then: 18 cavalries, 15 infantries, 10 privateers, down to 1 artillery, and the losses were 41 infantry, 17 cavalry, 13 cannons, and 1 ironclad at the bottom. Let's go to the victory conditions screen. Here is the confirmation of Henry VIII winning domination by having 74.51% of the land area. He needed 74%. Also, he would have won culture in 8 turns. Canterbury was 8 turns away from legendary, and Hastings and London's already were. Edinburgh had almost 98,000 cultural points though. But Malcolm's Aberdeen and Glasgow cities, they were far behind, so he probably lost a few cities that were closer to legendary. Towards the end of the war, Henry did just build the Apollo program. Henry did also build the Apostolic Palace. Let's go take a look at the cities though. Henry has 45 of them. Let's go to the city list, sort by population, and let's make sure we are at the top. Nottingham and London 21 pop, Leeds 20 and Canterbury 19, and you see they are healthy. With a few exceptions on top there, they are happy, they have decent food, they have decent-ish base commerce, and they have also some reasonably okay-ish production. Rock and Roll and Hollywood is being built, a lot of units as well. Blackpool, size 9, is the bottom city on page 1. Blackpool 9, let's go to the bottom. 9, where's 9? There is Blackpool, and Exeter is the first city on page 2, and you can see the numbers for all of those cities if you care to pause the video. I am going to go and take a look at the cities for Malcolm as well. Let's do that, switch over to Malcolm. Okay, he has 10 cities left, so let's click here and sort by population and see Edinburgh, pop 12, Kirkcaldy and Ayr 10, and we see the list here. They are happy, a little bit unhealth on the biggest one. Not so good base food actually, and not so good base commerce either. And we see here the production is relatively low, but at least he's building a lot of infantries, trying to win or not lose the war. He lost the war. In the end, we can congratulate Henry VIII with the domination victory 2036 turn 456 and the ticket into the second qualifying round of the Nobel Leaders Cup. I am Kjotleik. This has been the Nobel Leaders Cup. Tomorrow there is another cup game between Hindenburg and Mithridates I. I hope to see you back then. Goodbye for now.